Hi guys, we're back home now in the Welsh Valleys after our holidays and, well, working holiday in Portugal. We're just touching a few topics today that we didn't really get to speak about when we was out there, but just to give us some explanation in our little videos that what we've done.
Yeah, so this video is on the very first bedroom we started to do up. The video is now to follow, but there's some things I could tell you about. Certain things out there we're finding quite hard, obviously, with the language, but just something as simple as woodworm killer preventer. We found that quite hard to track down. The big DIY stores, we couldn't find it in any of them.
They didn't stock it.
They didn't seem to stock it. So the one day we went to a little place called Serta,
or Sitar, we're not quite sure which way.
What a beautiful place that was.
Yeah, stunning.
We will probably doing a video on that to follow. Really nice. But yeah, we went to a small building merchant, very, very helpful. And yeah, we bought some in there. Found it quite expensive compared to this country. I think it was €50. Also found a lovely building merchant. A young boy and a mother seemed to be running it, and they helped us out with cement, sand, and talked to us about render and things like that. Very helpful. But yeah, so woodworm killer was a bit hard. The other thing we found in this video, when you see it, you'll wonder what we're doing when we come to sand the walls down. The walls in these bedrooms were actually a cement render finish, but very, very good, flat. So you've got the grittiness.
Which we like that look anyway, so that's why we haven't gone and skimmed them or gone down the lines of plastered, because we love the old, like, kind of farmhousey concrete look to it.
So where we had like superficial cracks, we filled, and we was expecting just to rub down after. But when you're rubbing down after them with a nice flat sanding pad, it wanted to take the grit back out. So if we carried on sanding and then painted, you would have had smooth patches everywhere, which would have looked out. So you'll notice on the video I actually got a brush in my hand and I'm wetting the brush and getting the excess off with that
before it dried,
because we realized quite soon, so it was a bit of a rush, we'll get this off, but it worked out perfectly. So that's something which we haven't mentioned in the video, but so I'm telling you more about that now. What else was there really? The woodworm went on, that was all good. A lot of the time, like, battery was running out. This is new to us with the GoPro, so we didn't film anything. We're taking the windows out. So if you tell them about the windows, really.
The windows, and they were like very old aluminium, like little squares.
No, the old ones were actually cast iron, steel.
Cast iron,
and the front of the house, except for the two bedrooms, have got, well, we are saying new because they are like brand new, aluminium windows. But they are single glazed. They are old, but they're like brand new. You see, the house hasn't been lived in since they probably had them fitted.
And the back of the house had two in as well, which was very similar size. We was going down the lines of looking to have them all replaced and have new in, and it was just like, what's the point in spending out on this just for the time being? Why don't we take out the two back windows? And fit them in the two bedrooms. So
because the two back windows, which we've got in our head to change to something else, patio doors, that was our plan from the start.
Yeah.
So by taking these two windows out,
useless to us anyway.
Yeah, and put in the front, and then the front of the house can all stay the same. A lot less work, saving money, saving the environment.
So the four front windows now are all the same. The doors got to be changed and stuff, but we scratched the aluminium down, and we found an answer.
Scratch it. Oh, we sanded it finely.
We sanded it finely, and we put anthracite grey spray paint on.
Like an Amorite,
like an Amorite spray paint. Yeah, Rust-Oleum kind of thing. So we sprayed them up anthracite and they did come up lovely, didn't they?
Yeah, they look stunning.
Especially now it's all been painted outside.
There will be videos on our later, but not on this video. But yeah, I think that's about it. Oh, if anybody knows who's watching this, you will notice I've oiled the floors up. Well, it's not oil. I'm disappointed with the stuff I've used. I have actually used this stuff back home here, and I could not find anything out there which is equivalent. If people knows what Osmo hard wax oil is, or Fiddy's hard wax oil, this stuff is tremendous, and I was looking for something like that out there. So if anybody knows of a make out there which is a hard wax oil, oil based, not water based, let me know, because I'll be using that, and perhaps if I can buy it out there in the rest of the houses. But yeah, the stuff I've used, it is good, it is waterproof, but it's horrible to use because you've got to sand in between coats.
It's milky consistency.
Yeah, but that's about it really, I think. Enjoy the video.
Yes, thanks for watching.
Ciao ciao.
Bye.
Hi guys, so we're in bedroom number 1. We finished belt sanding the floor yesterday. Found quite a bit of woodworm in certain parts, nothing major, but we went out and kind of tracked down this stuff, which is woodworm killer and preventer, which was harder said than done. But we got there, so we're going to give it a pad sand. Tony's going to be filling the walls because she's a decorator. I don't do painting, can't stand it, rather dig a hole. Put some preserver on the floors, cover the floors up, then we're going to give the walls a good painting, and then varnish the floor up later. Anything you want to add, Tony?
No, I don't think so.
That's tenfold for a copy, over and out. Okay guys, so no painter and decorators up here, using the tools of the trade, showing the tools. It's your finger.
They're superficial, they're tiny.
Yeah, little tiny cracks, no problem at all. Look at that, the filling work is looking beautiful here. I don't know if you can see this, but this is actually a cement render, not plastered like back home. Good finish on it though. Floor's all sanded. We're happy with that. We don't want it perfect, we want it rustico. All cottage effect. So he's had a pad sand down to 100 grit all over, ready for the woodworm killer. If you look closely, there we go. Every now and again, this one, a couple, and then nothing. So I'm guessing, well, I know that this is a softwood floor. Now different parts of the tree, what we call in the centre will be the heart of the wood, which will be stronger, more dense, harder. This could be closer to the sapwood, which is outer part of the wood. And I'm guessing this is what the woodworm is going for. Look at that. Ended, haven't touched that. A little bit in there. So there will be different bits of the wood which is softer than the others, but we're going to treat everything. I don't think there's any more in here. Is there anything like woodworm back home with us? It doesn't want to live and eat dry wood. It wants bark and sapwood. That's why you open your windows or doors in May, is what they say. And that's when they spawn, and that's when they come out of the wood and fly off and look for damp wood. So nice tip there for you guys. So that's it for a minute. That'll do it. Let's get some woodworm killer on.
There we go. First coat done all the way around. I've got to step outside now, have 5 minutes while this coat dries. The fumes, because it's such a little room and the heat, yeah, the fumes do get to you a bit. So especially when we just have to shut the door and do behind the door. It's a little bit there on the floor, but we'll sand that back up later on before we varnish it. But yeah, I'm really happy. First coat all done. Let it dry now, and then on to the second.
So then guys, the room is all painted. The floor is all dry, cleaned, no fumes in here whatsoever. And we are ready to put some varnish or oil. I'm hoping, no idea what it is, but it seems to be what I want. If I was back home, I'd be using maybe Osmo or Fiddy's hard wax oil. That's easy to put on. Let's just see what this is like. I'm going to go from there. I am using a roller to put it on. Should be a gloss roller, but that's all I've got. So we'll see. Tempo for a copy, over and. Okay, I've just opened the tin, and I have used stuff like this before, which is telling me it's water based. It's white, which it dries clear. I bought stuff like this from IKEA back home, doing worktops, and I cannot stand the stuff. It's rubbish. Because it's water based, it brings the grain back up, and you need to sand in between coats. So, never mind. Obviously, we got to give it a light sanding after the first coat. But it is waterproof, and I have used it on oak before externally, and it works lovely, but it's just more work because you've got to sand in between coats. 10-4 over. First coat has been applied, goes on easy. I know through the camera it does look patchy and wet and different things, but with the naked eye I do like the effect. When that dries, should have a bit of a matte sheen to it. A light little sanding, and then we'll chuck another coat on. Happy days.